Let's talk about intelligence. Not the intelligence of the thinking mind, but a fully informed, completely embodied form of intelligence. Wouldn't you like that? Before I dive into this, I want to do a small experiment with you. Just here, right now, as we're talking, can you feel your heartbeat? If you need to take a moment to close your eyes, that's completely okay. But just take a moment to see if you can actually feel your heartbeat right now. We'll see why this is so important in just a moment. Until the late 20th century, human intelligence was mainly measured based on something called IQ. Through a bunch of exercises, calculations, and different assessments, we were able to receive a number. We are still able to receive a number, which gives us our IQ. And much used measurement for human intelligence, especially our cognitive ability. But it was only until the early 1990s that a new form of intelligence appeared. Something called emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence has been described as a form of social intelligence, ability to feel our emotions and label them and to be able to discriminate between them and also feel those of others. I like to call it the ability to feel more smartly. Now, why is this important? Wouldn't you like to be able to make decisions not only based on the filters of the mind, but actually coming from a deeper place, that place of just knowing, that place of intuition, of feeling it with your entire being? Well, I most certainly do. And when you look into the topic of emotional intelligence, luckily a lot of researchers have done this. And they have actually discovered that the more emotionally intelligent we are, the better we are able to reduce anxiety and panic attacks, for instance. The more we are able to increase our memory, but also the better we get at decision making. And it makes sense, right? When you start making decisions based on a deeper, fully embodied place, how can they not be right? When that inner calling comes and says yes, a knowing, a feeling. Can this emotional intelligence be trained, is then the question. And that answer is yes. The way to train our emotional intelligence lies actually under our very own skin. It lies in our fascia. Because in order to train our emotional intelligence, we need to do something called training our interoception, training the ability to feel better our inner environment. And these small interoceptors, as they're called, they are parts of our nervous system. And researchers found that they are found most abundantly inside of our fascia. So hence, the more healthy our fascia is, the better we are able to perceive our inner environment, the better our interoception becomes, and hence, the better our emotional intelligence becomes. Now, a much used tool to train interoception is something called heartbeat tracking. And now we get back to the heart. Because the heart is such a predominantly present thing, something that is quite easy to feel for most people, it is used a lot in research around interoception. People get a small sensor on their finger which measures the actual heartbeat, and at the same time they have to feel within and try and keep track of their own heartbeat. These two measures are put next to each other to actually see the accuracy of the measurement. And especially when these types of researches were done over time, so people got the chance to actually train this interoceptive ability of feeling the heartbeat over time and hence improving it, a great stride was seen in their interoceptive ability and hence in their emotional intelligence. So simply being able to close our eyes, maybe we don't have a sensor on our finger right now, we're not able to double check it, but simply closing our eyes for a moment and becoming aware of the heartbeat and seeing if you can actually feel the heartbeat is something that will already support increased interoception and hence increased emotional intelligence. Thus making us be able to make decisions from a fully informed, fully embodied place, including and the mind, and at the same time, our emotional body, our entire being. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you have any experience with this yourself, with training your interoception, or even just becoming aware of your inner environment better and how this has changed, influenced your life. Feel free to leave a comment below. Questions are also welcome. Make sure to follow us on our social media channels. And if you feel that this video is interesting for someone you know, feel free to share it. Thank you for tuning in.